Hello friends, this video on semiconductors part 12 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 11 before going ahead with part 12. Okay, so before we talk about the VI characteristics of a diode, I would like to give a small example. Since we have discussed forward biasing and reverse biasing, that is why I want to talk about it. Let us suppose if you now you can understand why we say that a diode allows unidirectional flow of current. Let us suppose if you have a diode which is connected in forward bias. You connect it in forward bias, and in this circuit you have a bulb. You have another diode in a different circuit where you connect the diode in reverse biasing. What do you see? You see that in this case the bulb glows, but in this case the bulb does not glow. Why is it so? Because in this case the diode is forward biased. Therefore, the current flowing through the diode is what? It is the electron diffusion current plus hole diffusion current, which is very large. So large amount of current flows through the diode. As a result, the bulb glows. But in this case, when the diode is connected in reverse biasing, the current which flows through the diode is very negligible because it is only the drift current. So the current is so small that it is not sufficient for this bulb to glow. As a result, the bulb does not glow. That means you can actually so the diode can allow current to flow only in one direction. So when it is connected in forward bias, it will allow the current to flow, but if it is connected in reverse bias, it will not allow. Right? So that is how the unidirectional property of diode comes into play. It is because of these forward biasing and reverse biasing. Right? So now let us talk about the voltage current characteristics of diode. So you will see that whenever we talk about any semiconductor device, we will plot a graph to show the variation of current with voltage, how current varies with voltage. And this graph is known as the VI characteristics of a diode. Now, if we look at the VI characteristics of a semiconductor diode, what do we see? We see that as the external voltage increases, as the positive voltage increases, initially there is no increase in current, but at a certain point the current starts increasing fast, right? So this point is known as the threshold voltage, or it is also sometimes known as the cut-in voltage. So once you reach the threshold voltage, beyond that, your current increases very rapidly with even small increase of voltage. Right? Similarly, this is the scenario of forward bias. When you apply a positive potential to the P side of the diode, right? So this is your forward bias. Now let us look at the reverse bias. In case of reverse bias, what happens? As you keep increasing the voltage, what happens? Initially the current increases very slowly. The increase is very less. And also in the reverse bias, as I mentioned in the previous slide, that in the reverse bias, the drift current is very less. So initially this current, the value of the current is also very less. But once it reaches a voltage, beyond that, the current suddenly increases very steeply, even for, very negligible increase in voltage. So this voltage is known as the breakdown voltage. Right? So here from this VI characteristics of the diode, we can also see that initially the reverse current is independent of the applied voltage. That is what I discussed in the previous slide, reverse biasing, that the reverse current is almost independent of the applied voltage. You see, you increase the applied voltage, but it doesn't make much difference to the reverse current. But this is true only up to a certain value of voltage, that is the breakdown voltage. So beyond the breakdown voltage, the reverse current increases sharply with very little increase in voltage. So in the previous slide, what we were talking about was for this region, right? So I hope you got some idea from the VI characteristics of a diode. Okay, now when we talk about this threshold voltage is almost some constant value for every material. For example, when I talk about silicon, it is around 0.6 volt for silicon, right? So this value remains the same. So these data are all which are experimentally found, right? So we studied about semiconductor diode. We saw how diode functions, how diode allows unidirectional flow of current. So what did we conclude so far? We saw that it allows unidirectional current flow during forward bias. Reverse saturation current is quite low, right? So this current, I mean in the plot you saw, right? I'll show you in the previous slide once again. This small value of current is often known as the reverse saturation current. It is called as reverse saturation current. So the value of this reverse saturation current is quite low. Forward bias resistance is lower than reverse bias resistance. That's quite obvious, right? Because in forward bias, the amount of current flow is very high. So if current is flowing so much, that means the resistance must be lesser. So forward bias resistance is lesser than the reverse bias resistance. Dynamic resistance of a diode is defined as change in voltage by change in current. That is clear from the VI characteristic curve. It is not a straight line, right? So that we can write R is equal to V by I. Had it been a straight line between voltage and current, we could have told that R is nothing but the slope of the straight line. But since in this case it is a curve, therefore at each point the resistance of the diode will change, and that is why it is called a dynamic resistance, and it is given as the change in voltage to the change in current. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.